Marhaba Amman, this is Tariq Shami and you're tuned into the Loving Amman show, your weekly recap of all the highs, lows and everything in between from around your city. Muhammad is again having quite the exam week, so it's going to be only me kind of having the show today. But look, it's been a roller coaster of a week and we've got a ton of stories to shock you, inspire you and tug at your heartstrings. So let's get started. On Sunday, a terror attack in Rabieh shook the community but showcased the bravery of Jordan's police force. Monday brought us royal inspiration as Queen Rania and Princess Rajwa visited the Naqsh collective. Tuesday had some social media buzzing with debates about the Levantine dialects, while Wednesday warmed our hearts with a call to action to help a sweet elderly woman selling socks in the cold. Finally, Thursday, we had a story about a horrific animal abuse incident at the local university that has everyone demanding justice. So grab your coffee and let's dive right into what's been happening from Sunday to Thursday. Sunday, a day that really shook the community with the terror attack in Rabieh, right around the Israeli embassy. A gunman opened fire at some policemen and, the situation escalated quickly. There was a foot chase. The police kind of chased them around Rabieh. Now, the police had told, during the kind of standoff, we had some drones deployed. The police told everyone to stay in their houses for their own safety. And, honestly, thanks to the quick thinking of the Jordanian police force, as always, with them acting with bravery, pursuing the attacker while under fire, only three officers were injured, no civilians. And even alhamdulillah, thankfully the policemen are in stable condition now. Of course, it's hard to imagine the fear that must have gripped the residents and passerbys in the area. But what stood out to me, and I think to all of us, was the professionalism and courage of the Public Security Directorate. Honestly, they truly made us feel safe by just the amount of police presence around the Rabieh. And I think it's moments like these that remind us how much, they put on the line to keep us safe. Whatever your views on any political issues, there's no excuse to hit our servicemen. So really props to them for putting their lives on the line to make everyone here safe. And to everyone in Rabieh who, experienced this firsthand, especially around a nearby school actually, right next to the embassy. Our thoughts are with you, and to the police defense force, thank you for your service. On Monday, on a lighter note, thankfully, Monday brought us some royal inspiration. Queen Rania and Princess Rajwa visited the Naqsh Collective Workshop. It's a place that really beautifully blends Jordan's cultural heritage with contemporary design. That's kind of what we're trying to do. The past and the present, and morphing them into one. So for those who might not know, Naqsh Collective it's honestly just more about art. It's about preserving the history, the stories and the identities in a way that resonates with the younger generation, kind of passing that knowledge on. So really seeing Her Majesty and Princess Rajwa, queen behavior, princess behavior, royal behavior, really highlighting the incredible initiative was nothing short of inspiring. We've been seeing Her Majesty and Princess Rajwa taking trips in and around. In the recent opening of Parliament, they're also together. We had a couple of very heartwarming photos around that. So I feel like what we're seeing is Her Majesty kind of taking Prince Rajwa under her wing. And since she's going to be, inshallah, in a very long time, but eventually the queen in her own right, I feel like she's teaching her, hey, look, this is what you need to know. But honestly, imagine the impact this kind of royal recognition has on the local artists and creatives in the space. It must be amazing that the queen and princess comes to visit your stuff. It's really saying your work matters, your voice matters, you're here, you're important for the history of Jordan, and honestly, they do. So big shout out to everyone involved in the Naqsh Collective. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making Jordan proud, and thank you for the royals for giving it a little boost. On Tuesday, we had a massive video. It was all about the debate that kind of has been recently taking over social media. So, someone kind of asked the question, which Levantine dialect is the most unique? Jordanian, Lebanese, Syrian, and Palestinian. And instantly, all the comments were like, no, this is the best, that's the best, this is the best. So, yeah, let me tell you, the responses were passionate. We saw people breaking down every detail from vocabulary to pronunciation to vibe of each kalma or word. Some argued that Jordanians is like really authentic because it has like a lot of Bedouin influences. Others praised the musicality of the Lebanese and, you know, how it's like so unique. The Palestinians, of course, were like, no, this is. There's a lot of debate between the Jordanians and the Palestinians because there's a lot of words that are similar, but there's a couple of words that are not the same. So there's a lot of debate between the two. And the Syrians were like, this is from Damascus. This is one of the oldest cities. And so, yeah, of course, the Syrians were out enforcing for theirs is the best. Now, you know, this is loving Amman. The Jordanian dialect is the best. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. But, you know, it's all good fun, of course. We're all brothers, Blad the Sham, you know. So, but what I love most is about seeing how much pride, everyone took in their linguistic roots. You know, language is just more about communication. It's like culture, history, identity. So let me throw this question to you. You know, which Levantine dialect is your favorite? Not your own. Like, okay, if it was not your own, let me amend the question. If it was not your own, which other dialect would be your favorite? So hit us up on social media. Like, honestly, just send us DMs. Tell us. Like, we'd love to hear your thoughts on it. We'll make a poll. We'll see what the community decides. On Wednesday, we had an amazing story. So let me give you some background. A Jordanian blogger was going through Jabal Amman, and he saw an elderly woman selling socks in the freezing cold, and basically he shared her story online. He was like calling for people to help her out, like, hey guys, there's this old woman, this hajj, on the side of a road, next to I don't know if you guys know this, but Al-Jamid, it's the oldest juice thing in Jabal Amman, juice dispensary, juice shop. They have all these fruits lined up. It's right below Dawar al-Awwal, first circle. You can't miss it. Basically, there's this old lady who was sitting there, selling socks in the cold. It's freezing cold out right now in Amman. And, people responded, within hours we had like tons of comments like, hey, where were they? Where was she? They came up buying socks. We also had a lot of messages saying like, hey, look, I talked to my family back in Jordan. They went out and they bought a lot of her stuff and gave her some money and some food. So I think I can honestly say that this post from Loving Amman made a huge difference. Like we had a big, the Jordan community really rallied around her and helped her and make sure she didn't have to face the cold alone, basically. So it's stories like these that remind you, like, why I love this. Honest, I love this, and I think we all love this city so much. We might have our disagreements and sometimes issues, but when someone's in need like this, we step up. To everyone who helped out, thank you so much. You really shown the true spirit of Amman, and something honestly we should all be proud of. Let's go to Thursday. So we gave you the good news. Prepare yourself for the bad. On Thursday, brought us a story that was deeply like unsettling. Trigger warning from now. If we're going to be talking about animal abuse. So if you don't want to hear about it, skip forward. This is our last story of the day. You don't need to hear this if it's going to, this is going to affect you. It's really traumatizing. But basically, at the German Jordan University, there was a student who was caught on camera killing cats with a razor blade, okay? And not only killing them, but dissecting them. Now the video that she posted herself went viral, of course, for all the wrong reasons. It sparked outrage across a country, honestly. This kind of cruelty is beyond horrifying. Like, who would do this? And it's clear that something needs to change. There's a lot of comments saying like, hey, please send me the video so we can report her. And this kind of shows that stricter laws about protecting animals, against these very specific cases and harsher penalties for those who commit these acts are needed. The thing is, the university hasn't made a statement. We don't believe that the police force have picked this up. But let's not stop. If you see something, report it. If you know the video, report it to the police. Every action counts. When it comes to protecting the voices, protecting cats who did nothing wrong. So that's it for this week's recap, from the bravery of Rabieh to royal visits, spirited debates, heartwarming acts of kindness, and a fight for justice. We have it all. Thank you for tuning in to the Loving Amman show. Don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, and let me know if there's any story that you'd like us to cover next week. Till then, stay safe, stay kind, and keep loving Amman. Ma salama. Thank you for tuning in into the Loving Amman podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts from.